Boker Tov. Today's daf is daf Mem Hey in Baba Basra, as he learned for Achem Kol Beis Yisrael Nesurim Batzar B'Shivya. Says the Gemara about let's see, the sixth line on the page. That's where we left off yesterday. That a person would rather pay off his debt than pay off his sale. If his sale was made without any guarantee, he says, "Well, the debt I owe, I don't want to lose my here in Israel where people borrow from gemachim all the time. They like to borrow from you because of gemach. Once you don't pay back on time, they blacklist you. Can't go to the other gemachs. They have like a network, and they know that you're a bad. So they try to get it from individual people because individual people, if you don't pay them back, what's going to happen, right? All right, says the Gemara, Machriz, in the sixth line, Machriz Rava, V'tem Rapapa. There was either Rava called it out or Rapapa called it out. Interesting things, Piskei Alocha, that they paskin in regular cases, not real cases of that we paskin based on two Eidim or anything like that. So it's simply like, what are the rules? It says Machriz Rava V'tem Rapapa. Those who go up to Eretz Yisrael from here, from Bavel, or those who come from Eretz Yisrael here. I want to let you know, we're giving a psak about what to do in these kind of transactions. Hi Bar Yisrael, the Zavan Lecharim Yisrael Chabrei. A Jew, Reuven, sold a donkey to another Yisrael. Here, notice Rashbam says Chamr is a chamor, because we know chamor could also be wine, right? So here he tells you that. I don't think Rashi wouldn't have bothered telling you that, because you could figure it out. So Rashbam always, he explains a little bit more, and he says, okay, Reuben sold a donkey to Shimon. Okay, now what happened? A guy came, and Rabbi Kachavim came, and he forcibly took it away, claiming that it was his, stolen from him, or the guy you bought it from stole it from him. Says, what do you do? Dinu, this is the din. This is the psak that Rapapa or Rava said. The mafsile mine. You have to try to retrieve it from the guy. It's your job, the seller, to retrieve it from the guy. Make your every effort to retrieve it from the guy. Rashbam says in the not the widest lines, but the beginning of the wide lines. Dinu the mafsile kmo potzes David Avdo, because a pasuk in Tilla Michar Rav. V'yavi Eidim v'yidon agam. In other words, the seller has an obligation. That's the dinya. That's the psak here. You wouldn't know that this, as we'll see, there's another opinion too. It's not something that's very obvious. Two Eidim say he was divorced, two Eidim say he wasn't. A simple case. No, in this case where the guy took it away from Shimon, Reuben sold the donkey to Shimon. The guy came and took it away. It's Reuben's obligation to try to take the guy to court and try to work it out with him. Right? That's what he says. Yavi Eidim v'yidon imakum. Maybe you'll be able to take it out. They listen to the court. If Yisrael took it away from him, then he doesn't have to bother. You don't let him take him to court. The Shimon himself could take him to court. But if you, Reuven, sold the donkey to Shimon, and Shimon lost it to a guy came and grabbed it away. So you, Reuven, have an obligation to try to retrieve it in court with the guy. You have to take the guy to court. That's only that's only if Shimon did not recognize one donkey from another. Meaning, if Shimon knew that this was Reuben's donkey, he says, I've been in this house or in this farm for a long time. I know this donkey. I know this family of donkeys. We had the Lashon the other day also, Bas Chamaro. I know this is his donkey. So he knows that it doesn't belong to the guy. In other words, if Shimon didn't know, maybe it did belong to the guy. So it's Reuben's obligation to take the guy to court. But if Shimon knew that it was Reuben's donkey and the guy just took it away, stam, he just forcibly took it away, no, then he doesn't have to, since it's well known that it was in the house of the mocher, and a guy is stam guy is a ruffian, he's a bad guy. The Sabrish Lokidin on Sanakam, and there's no obligation for Reuben to take him to court. If Shimon knew that it was Reuben's, and as the guy had no rights to it at all, then Reuben doesn't have to go fight with him in court. That's we only said this when, if the guy just took the donkey without the saddle. Donkeys had saddles too, right? If the guy took the donkey without the saddle, that's sort of a proof that he only wanted what was his. It wasn't a guy. A stam guy, if a guy's going to steal, right? If this guy is a real ganef and he's just going to take whatever else, why would he bother leaving the sale? Just could steal anything, right? Why would he leave this? So that's only if he didn't take the donkey with the saddle. So if he didn't take the donkey with the saddle, there is some indication that the guy really took his own donkey back. The guy had a claim that it was stolen from him, and therefore Reuben has an obligation to go to court with the guy. But if the guy took everything, the donkey and the saddle, which clearly probably wasn't his, then he has an obligation, because then he's a crook, and Reuben doesn't have to take him to court. It's Shimon's tough luck for not protecting his donkey. He didn't protect his donkey, and he could take him to court if Shimon's able to. So that's all the opinion of Rava or Yitem or Rav Papa. Ameimer Amar says, I feel electrical, and even if you don't have these things, even if you don't have this indication that he took it on his own, you still don't have to go to court against him. Reuben doesn't have to. In other words, even if you don't have these things, we said that's only if he didn't take the donkey and the saddle, because that would be a crook. Even if he only took the donkey, and you say, well, maybe it's an indication that it's his, or if Shimon didn't recognize it, so maybe it really did belong to the guy. Afilu hachi, Ameimer says, afilu leka kohani lo. Still, Reuben doesn't have to take the guy to court. My time, and made the other. Everybody knows the stam of the klab manasu. A stam guy is a grabber. He steals things. He forcibly takes away. Shenemar asher piyim dibar shav. Their mouths speak like in vain, meaning not the truth. Bimina even shaker, and their right hand is a hand of falsehood. So goyim, that's how goyim are. So we have like a machlokas here between Ameimar, probably the second opinion. Probably we go with that. If a guy stole it from you, it's not Reuben's job to go fight with Shimon here. Maybe this Gemara was brought down here because we had yesterday, one guy took it from somebody else and sold it, and then does he have to defend him? So here you have this issue also. Is Reuben the seller obligated to fight with the guy in court or not? So we have machlokas here. Rava Nitem says, yes, you have to fight in court. If there is some indication that it may belong to the guy, there is no indication that it always belonged to Reuben, or the fact that the guy only took the donkey without the saddle, that's an indication maybe it's his. Only in those cases, he says, so then Reuben is obligated to go to court. Ameimer says he's never obligated to take the guy to court because goyim steal things. Now, our Mishnah back on Membeis a few days ago said that Umnan, we'll call him let's call it a tailor. Okay, you have an Umnan, a tailor, or Shutfin, or Risen, or sharecroppers, or guardians, Apitripin, Elam Chazaka. Now, we're not talking about a chazaka of 3 years. We're just talking about a regular item. You have stuff with you. I have my talis with me. That's we assume it's mine, right? You can assume it's mine. So the only time you don't assume that it's mine is if it's something that's normally lent out. Like if I borrowed your ladder or your lawnmower, something like that. Things are normally lent out. So the fact that I had it doesn't mean that I bought it or that you gave it to me. It just shows that that's something that's normally lent out. Somebody's pot or pan or whatever. Those things are normally lent out between neighbors. So that's the fact that you have it is no indication that it's yours. Your wallet, which usually people don't lend out, right? If your wallet is in my pocket, that's probably an indication that I bought it from you. So there, I can hold on to it. What about these guys? Let's call him the tailor, dry cleaner, whatever. Some craftsman that you gave something to fix to, right? The fix-it man. You gave your item to a uman. So the Mishnah said that's not a chazaka. If he has it, that's not a chazaka. Now this is very important to understand the Mishnah. We're not talking about chazaka of 3 years. We're talking about just the fact that he has it. So if you go to a let's call him a tailor. You go into the tailor and you say, "Oh, can I have my suit back?" What would he say? It's his suit. He's a tailor. That's what he does. He fixes things for other people, right? So minastam, you can't claim that it's his. If I tell you, can I, you have my pen? No, if it's in your pocket, it's your pen. Your wallet, it's your wallet, right? But if I say, if you're a tailor, you got a shop and you take everybody's clothes in. Pardon? Unless it's a cross. Right. Even that's not. There are other people who have it too, right? Not this one anymore. It's an old model. Okay, but normally if it's a tailor, right, you can't, can you say, can the tailor say, everything in this shop is mine? No, because people bring him stuff. So that's not a chazaka. Okay, now we're going to limit it to certain cases. Now, that's what the Gemara is going to talk about now. So we said, the Mishnah said, Uman, Shutfin, we discussed Shutfin a little bit, Arisa, Apitruppin, all these things, there's no, the fact that they have no chazaka, but now the Gemara is going to discuss each one individually. And for the next few days, we're going to talk about the Uman. We'll call him the tailor. Uman ain't no chazaka. Amar Rabba. So Rabba says the following. Lo shana ela shemusala b'eidim. Wait a minute. We say that the Uman is no chazaka. That's only if I have proof that I gave it to you. I proof that I brought it in. Today you get a little petek, right? They give you a little piece of paper showing that you gave it in to clean or to tailor or whatever. He says, that's only if there's Adam that you gave it to him. I have a muscle, so but let's say I gave it to the tailor with no Adam. The tailor could say, you never gave me anything. You made a mistake. You thought you dreamt it. He could say lo hayut var me'elam. That lashon I think we have in modern Hebrew, right, Michael? Lahadam. That's an argument. Like it's a lahadam, lo hayut var me'elam. Never happened. He could, pardon? Never happened. So since the tailor can claim you never gave me anything, in other words, if there are Adam that witnesses that saw me bring in the stuff for tailoring and says, will you please fix these pants? I brought my pants in to have them fixed, to have them tailored. So then the Omen cannot claim that that it's his. But if there's no Adam, you could say, what do you mean? I could say, you never brought me anything. You never gave me anything. Where are pants? I don't have any pants of yours. So that since I could have claimed that, he could also claim that they're mine. I bought them from you. That's what Rabbah says. So Rabbah says this whole thing only works if there's Adam. What works if there's Adam? This that the Uman has no chazaka. He cannot. A chazaka means it's mine. It's mine, right? That's only he can't claim that. The Mishnah says he can't claim it's his. He can't claim that only if there's Adam that was brought in. No Adam now. Now we're going to have a fight about that. Amalei Abaya, what do you mean? Ihachi, I feel about Adam. So what if there's Adam that I brought it to you, right? Ihachi, I feel about Adam now. Yeah, you gave it to me with Adam, but I returned it to you last week. You came in last week and I gave it to you back last week. So he could still claim that it's his. Why? What's your point? Your point is that an Uman cannot make a chazaka, cannot say that it's his. Well, that's only if there's Adam that you gave it to him. But if there's no Adam, he can claim it's his. He can claim since he can claim you never gave it to me, he can also claim that it's his. So Abai said, so what? You're saying you have to have Adam? And what if there are Adam that you brought it in? The guy could still say, the Uman could still say, yeah, you brought it in last Monday and I returned it to you on Wednesday. So why can't, so he can say that too. He says, so what did the Adam help? Amalei Abai said, that's what Abai said. I feel the Adam. Your whole argument is that what? That if there's no Adam, he has a migu, since he can say la adam, he can also say l'kuchav yadi, even if there's Adam also, since he can say I returned it to you. Yes, there's Adam that you brought it in. I can't say lahayit varma olam because there's Adam that you gave it to me, but I could claim I gave it back to you already. Ki amalei l'kuchav yadi should also be amalei Rabbah. So Rabbah said. So Rabbah at this point is maintaining, if you give him the Adam, you got to return it with Adam too, right? Amalei Rabbah, nisavas, do you hold that a mafkid etzel chavero the Adam? If I give something to somebody else with Adam, ein sarach lahachselo b'Adam, you got to give it back with Adam too. In other words, you can't say I gave it back to you, because since I gave it to you with Adam, he has to have proof that he returned it with Adam. If he doesn't have proof that he returned it with Adam, right, then he can't make that argument at all, and therefore he has no chazaka. Do you say that there's a Rabbah who was Abaya's Rebbe said to Abaya, do you hold that a mafked etzel chaver b'Adam doesn't have to return it with Adam? Is that what you're saying? That he could say, I returned it to you? Is that what you're saying? In other words, Rabbah is saying you do have to return it with Adam. And he's asking, is that what you say? Lo sakdaitach, you can't even have such a havman to say that. Ela mafked etzel chaver b'Adam, sarach lachsa b'Adam. If you give something with Adam, you got to return it with Adam too. Same thing as with the loan we had it before. If I lend you money with Adam, do you have to give it back with Adam? I could say, or could you say, listen, yeah, you lent me the money with Adam, but I returned it. I returned it. There's no star. If there's an IOU, I should have demanded to tear up the IOU or get a receipt or something, depending on the situation. But if it was with Adam, Can I not say that I gave it back? I returned. Yeah, you let me the money and I returned it to you. You have to return it to Adam. So Rav is maintaining that if he gave it to him with Adam, he's got to be able to return it with Adam. So Rav says if there's Adam that I returned it, this whole business that the woman has no chazaka is only if there's Adam. Abai says, what's the sort of thing? He could say returned it. Rav is saying no. If I gave it with Adam, you had to return it with Adam. If you didn't return it with Adam, that means that you still have it and you have no chazaka. But Abai said, no, you don't have to return it with Adam, so you don't need this at all. Now we have a kasha. Esvei Abai. Abai has a kasha from the following case. Listen to this. Esvei Abai, Ra Avda B'Yoruman. I saw my Eved Kanani in the hands of he was working for this craftsman, for this tailor. Or my talus was in the hands of the dry cleaner, let's say. Omelo, and a man saw, Reuben saw his Eved or his talus, let's say, in the hands of the dry cleaner, in the hands of the tailor, whatever. Omelo, Matthew goes, hey, what's my talus doing in your hand? Omelo, he told him, Atamachartali, you sold it to me. Atanasatli Matana, you gave it to me as a gift. That's what I have it. Lo Amar Klum, because since he's a craftsman, again, a craftsman, Stam doesn't have any chazaka. What do you mean? What are you doing with my talus? You sold it to me. What do you mean you sold it to me? What do you mean I sold it to you? Everybody brings their clothes in to be tailored, to be washed, right? Lo Amar Klum. Now, that's the first case. Let's say he says, B'fonai amarta lo lemochro. Let's say we'll see this is a third person who's not a craftsman. Just says, listen, I saw, what do you mean? What's it doing in my hands? I saw you tell the craftsman to sell it to me. In other words, you sold it to him and he sold it to me. Or to give it as a gift for Rav Kayaman. Why do we say that in the Reisha, in the first part, where he says, you gave it to Matana, the craftsman's not believed, lo Amar Klum. But in the second case, when we're talking about a third person, the third person is believed. Amar Rabba. So Rabba answered, Rabba says, so Amar Rabba, so Rabba explained that, Seifa biyotze mitach ziyarach, the Seifa speaking about when a third person has, right? Not the craftsman. But Kamerle, and he told him, the other guy told him, you told him to sell it to me. What am I doing with it? I'm holding it. It's like my pen or my wallet or my watch. I have it in my pocket. You told him, what am I doing with it? You told him to sell it to me. That's all. It's in my rishus now. But Matano, to give it to me as a gift. The third person could also say, I bought it from you. If somebody comes over to me and says, hey, what are you doing with my watch? I can say, I bought it from you. It's mine. It's in my rishus. I'm holding on to it. It's in my pocket, right? I bought it from you. In other words, if it's a third person, not the craftsman we say is not believed, right? The craftsman is not believed to say that you sold it to me because minastam, that's what he does. He tailors things, he cleans things. So what am I doing with it? You gave it to me to wash, right? He said, I gave it to you to wash. He can't say that I bought it from you because minastam, he's a craftsman. That's his job. But if it's a third person who says, what am I doing with your watch? You told him to sell it to me. You told him to give it to me. Since I could have said I bought it from you directly, and I'm believed there, it's in my pocket, I'm believed. Same thing over here. Okay, that's the safer one as a third person. But on the first part of the Mishnah that talks, or Brisa that talks about the craftsman, Tony, it says, Tony Mias, Reisha, what does the Reisha say? That Ra, he saw it. Look at the words again in the fourth line on this page. I saw my talus, I saw you holding it. I saw my Eved over there in your possession, or I saw my talus in your possession. I saw it. Now it says over there, it says Reisha, Ra, it says Ra. What's the case? I saw my talus in your possession. You are the tailor. I saw you have my talus or my pants or whatever. I saw you have it there. And I said, what are you doing with it? And you say that I sold it to you, I gave it to you as a gift. Not believed. Now, what's the case? If there's Adam that I gave it to you, to press or whatever, Lumali Ro, what I have to say that I saw it. I saw it there. Even if I didn't say it, there's Adam that I gave it to you. Nasi Adam Nishkal. According to Rabbah, what did Rabbah say? When did the Mishnah say that the Uman doesn't have a chazaka? If there's Adam that I gave it to him. Well, if in this case there's Adam, what does he have to say? I saw it in your possession. I saw you have it. Why do you have to say I saw it? If there's Adam that I gave it to you, that should be enough according to Rabbah. Again, let them just bring the Adam. According to you, Rabbah, you're saying at this point that if there's Adam that I gave it to you, and you have no Adam that you gave it back, that's all I need to get it from you. Elolav, the leke, must be there's no Adam. And therefore, but if I saw it in your possession, now you can't claim lahadam. You can't claim I never gave it to you. You also cannot claim that you returned it to me because I saw it. You have it. That's my talus. Those are my pants. You can take it. So what do you see over here? That even if there's no Adam, still the uman cannot claim a chazaka. What do we say? He said in our Mishnah, when do we say that the uman cannot claim a chazaka if there's Adam that I gave it to you? That's what Rav explained. Here you see that there's no Adam, even if there's no Adam, because if there's Adam, what do you need the raw for? What do you need? I saw it. If there's Adam, it should be good enough according to you, Rabbah. Elamai, there's no Adam. And what is it? But if I see it in your possession, I can take it. So you see, according Abai says that you don't need Adam. If there's Adam over here, why do you need raw? So Gemara, so it's a kasha on Rabbah. Rabbah says if you have Adam, that's all you need. If there's Adam, I gave it to you, and you have no proof that you gave it back, you cannot claim a chazaka. You, the Omen, cannot claim a chazaka. There's more low. Lo'olam dik Adam. Maybe they have food raw. Rabbah's answering now that there's Adam and he saw it in his possession. Right? Vatu the Amrit. You yourself said, you said if I gave it to you with Adam, you got to return it to him. So what do I need raw for? Amalei Hadri Bay. So Rabbah said, I retract that. Just giving it with Adam is no proof that you still have it. Right? You could have given it back to me. Doesn't have to give it back. At the beginning he said, he says, no, you don't have to go back. So what do we have over here? So Rashbam explains like this. Take a look in Rashbam in the wide lines, about 8-9 lines down. Right? It says over here that there's no Adam over here. Again, maybe take it 4 lines down from where the lines get wide. If there's Adam that he gave it to him, what do you have to see it for? You Rabbah said, this that the woman has no chazaka is only if he gave it to him with Adam. It doesn't make a difference if I saw it in your possession or not. If I gave it to you with Adam, it's good enough. The woman is not believe he has no chazaka. Since I gave it to you with Adam, Adam saw me bring it to you to let's say to press my pants. But Mike Tony, why do you say the chira ain't an emen? If he saw it in your possession, then he's not believed. If he didn't see it, says it, but if I didn't see it in your possession, you could claim that you gave it back to me, right? If I didn't see it in your possession, mashma ain't tzarich lachzir, doesn't have to give it back with Adam, right? So why do you say only if he saw it, mashma only if he saw it, if he didn't see it, yes. If there's Adam, right? So what do you need raw for? Elamai, speaking about, well, there's no Adam. You said it all depends on the Adam. It's got to return to him. So why do you say if he saw it in your possession, then the Uman is not believed to say that it's his? He is believed. Why? Because he doesn't have to return it with Adam. So now the Gemara says, so Rabbah said he changed his mind. Umashani, a few further lines down, about 10 lines down in the wide lines. Umashani Rabbah, if he didn't give it with Adam, you need Adam. Adam was believed. I feel raw. Even if you saw it as possession, can I read it? Because he could say, he gave it back, I returned it to you. The Bryce is speaking about where there are Adam that he gave it to him, and he still says he had it. To keep him the Ika tart, he's got 2 things over here. Adam, his Adam that he gave it to him, and he can't claim now that he gave it back. For raw, and because he sees it in his possession. He can't make a chazak. He can't say he says there's Adam that I gave it to you to press my pants or to clean my clothes or whatever it was. There's Adam I gave it to you, and you can't say that you returned it to me. I can't say I returned it to you because I see it in your hands right now. Look at Rashi. Rabbah retracts what he said before. The Mishnah speaking about it only gave it to him, even though he didn't see it. No. Rashbam explains. The Rabbah holds if there's 2 things. Number 1, I gave it to you with Adam, and I see it in your possession. Then the Uman has no chazaka. Aval Adam below raw. If there's only Adam that I gave it to you, but I don't see it in your possession, you can still claim you gave it back to me. Adam that I gave it to you, but you could claim you gave it back to me. Because Rabbah no longer holds that if I give it to you with Adam, you got to return it with Adam. You could say you gave it back to me. Yes, there were Adam, but you gave it back to me. So if there's Adam and he didn't see, and he didn't see it in his possession, the owner didn't see it. Oh, raw below Adam. Or he saw it in his possession, but there's no Adam. He could say, I give it back to you, hechelo raw. The alphagav, the muster be'ed, even though he gave it Adam. The harbe mind on Malil Tzarch Lachsol Adam, but Kolshkin Hechad Deleka Low Adam Low Raw. If he just sees your possession, he can say, I bought it from you. How do you buy it? Is there Adam that you gave it to me to wash or to clean or to fix? No. And you saw in my possession, I can claim that it's mine. So Rabbah holds you need two things now. When do we say that the Ummah is no chazaka? Only if number one, you gave it to him with Adam and you still see it in his possession. Because if you only gave it to him with Adam, he can say, I returned it to you. And if he says it only in your possession, he can say, I bought it from you. But if I say, if there's Adam that I gave it to you to treat my garment, I gave it to you to treat, that's a good word, treat my garment, whatever you did, wash it, clean it, mend it, whatever. I gave it the Adam that you treated. So you can't claim that you bought it from me. And I see it in your possession, so you can't claim that you returned it to me. Then he has no chazaka. Abaya, though, going on in Rashba. Well, Abaya, but raw l'chuton, it depends if you see the Adam don't help at all. Abaya l'chut, im raw biyaromen and the chazaka. If I see it in your hands, you can't claim. Then you have no chazaka. Im low raw, if you didn't see it, yesh chazaka, or you have chazaka. Meaning you can claim that if I didn't see it, you can claim farmaola. You can claim that the whole episode never happened. So that's the machlokas here now at this point between Rabbah, the teacher, and Abaya. Rabbah holds, in order for the Mishnah to be valid, that the Ummah is no chazak, it's only if I have Adam that I gave it to him, and I still see it in his possession. Lacking either one of those two, then the Ummah could make a chazaka. This we say in the Mishnah that he has no chazaka, so only those two things apply. Whereas Abaya says it all depends if I see it in his possession or not. Masav Rava. Now Rava was the other Talmud. Remember, Abaya and Rava go together. They were related, and they both learned by Rava. Rava was their teacher. So Masav Rava l'siyuri la Rava. Rava's asking a kasha now to prove, like Rava, that you need both things. That you need Adam and Ra. Says Hanosan Klas Lumen. He gave your talis to an Uman, and now when you came to pick it up, Uman Omer Shtaim Chatzasli. Uman says that, we agreed on $2. Right? No, we only agreed on $1. That was a fight here. If the human still has it, al balabayas lavi raya. The balabayas has to bring a proof that the deal was only for one, because since the uman has it, he can claim it's his. He can claim how we had like before. If they did damage, like with the goats, I could hold on to the goats up until their value, because I could say that it's mine. All right. So Rashbam says. Adam, the Uman and Migu the Matsulam, he can say I bought it. So the Uman, as long as assume there's no way, we'll see if there's Adam here or not. Because if the talis is still in the hands of the Uman, then the Balabai says, but the Uman can say, listen, pay me $2. I'm holding on to the item. You owe me the $2. Okay, let's say he handed it over now. Now he can't claim that the whole Lahut Varma Olam because he's picking it up right now. The fight is only over how much he has to pay. So Kozman Shatalis Biat Uman Alabalabais Labrai. He has to bring he's lying this Motz Mechabero. Nasla Bismano, if he paid it, he's give it to him right now on time, right? And he says, pay me now. Nishba Benotel. He has to swear that it was $2 and he could get the money. This is a takana the rabbis made. You remember we had by workers. But normally you swear to patra yourself. Man's got 100 workers. It's pay time at the end of the day. And number 76 claims he wasn't paid. So we assume that the boss or the foreman doesn't remember who he paid, who he didn't pay. It's big balagan. But the individual knows if he was paid. He's more likely to tell the truth than the boss, who may be confused. He thought, pay this guy, pay that guy. So the rule is that the worker swears and no tell. That's a rule drabana. Oversmano, let's say the day passed Shkia, right? In other words, he picked it up already. I picked it up and they hadn't resolved the issue. He gave him the item and they're still, do I owe you $1 or $2? Well, now it's the worker who is claiming the money, and he's got to bring proof that it was $2, otherwise he only gets $1. Hey, if he dumb. What happened over here? This uman. Idik Adam, if there's Adam there who saw him hand it over, to treat his garment, Idik Adam, let's say Adam, I come, let's see the Adam saw. If the Adam saw him, I gave you this item to treat. What was the deal? What did they agree on? $1 or $2? Ask him what they happened. Idik Adam, let's say Adam, I come and see what they say. Elalav delek Adam. Must be that there's no Adam, right? Uktani uman mehemen. Why? And you see the umans believe why? Because there's no Adam, which is what Rabbah said. Abaya said that it all depends on, do you see it in his possession or not? If you see it in his possession, then he can't claim lahoyd bar ma'olam, and he can't claim that he returned it to me. That's good enough. That's good enough for him not to have a chazaka. He has no claim if I see it in his possession. But if I didn't see it in his possession, then he has an amigo. He could claim lahoyd bar ma'olam. That's what Abai says. But Rabbah said you need Adam in order for him not to have a chazaka. You need Adam that you gave it to him, and raw. So over here it's clearly raw because he's giving him back his garment. They're arguing over it's $1 or $2. But if there's Adam, ask the Adam. What's the issue here? We don't know. Was it $1? Ask the Adam. Elav delek Adam. Tony uman the uman's believed, right? If the uman, what do we say? That the uman is believed to say, right, at the time that he's handing it over, he could say, as long as the uman still has it, he could say, hey, look, give me $2. I'm not giving it back. He's believed. Why is he believed? Because there's no Adam. So you see, if there's no Adam, the uman is believed. He could say, I bought it from you. He's believed also on his wage. He's able to say that it's $2. So you see that you need Adam. Without Adam, you believe the uman, right? Whether it's a chazak, you get a chazak, whatever. It says, no, lo delek Adam. There's no Adam. Who de lo ra? Here it's speaking about he didn't see it either. In other words, he didn't see it. He says he came to pick it up and he didn't see it in his possession. So he said, you know what? You know why he's believed? Because he didn't see it in his possession. He could still, there's no item that he gave it to him. And also, he could say, and he doesn't see the item there either. So you can come in and say, hey, maybe you went to the wrong store. Maybe you went to the wrong shop. I could say, like Adam, he didn't see it there. So if he didn't see it, that, in other words, it really could be like a buy. There's no Adam, but it's also, he didn't see it there. Therefore, the uman has the upper hand. Even Abaya says, he didn't see it in his possession. And there's no Adam, right? There's no Adam that I gave it to him. And there's no, I don't see it in possession. He can claim, like we said at the beginning. Most of Rav Nachman or Yitzchak. So this is no proof to Rabbah that you need Adam, because maybe there's no Adam over here, but also he didn't see it in his possession. Right? The like and below raw. But if you could say the whole thing never happened. Most of Rav Nachman Yitzchak. Now Rav Nachman Yitzchak will ask a kasha on Rabbah. Uman Eino Chazak. Like we said in the Mishnah, an uman has no chazak. He cannot claim it's his because he was treated. Now, Rabbah said it's only if there's Adam, right? And the Baya said no, even if there's no Adam, as long as raw. But it says uman ein chazaka. Uman who ain't chazaka? An uman doesn't have chazaka. Somebody else. If I have your pants, if I have these pants, I don't have to prove how I got them. They're mine. I have a chazaka. They're mine. Hechidami. Idik Adam. If there's Adam, then what? That the original owner gave it to the uman or gave it to this third person. If there's Adam who saw me, like he came over to me and said, can I borrow your shorts? Can I borrow your pants? And there's Adam that I gave it to you. So why do you say you have a chazaka? There's Adam that I lent it to you. Right? If there's Adam, why does the other guy have chazaka? It's not chazaka. They saw me give it to you. They saw me lend it to you. Elalav like Adam. There's no Adam over here. And that's why a third person is believed. If I go over to you and say, what are you doing with my pants? And you say, no, these pants are mine, right? These pants are yours. They're not mine. They're yours. If there's no Adam, you can claim that. Otherwise, like Adam. And even though there's no Adam, Tani Omen Ein L'Chazaka, even though there's no Adam. So this proves, the Rabbah Tiyuf the Sakasha on Rabbah. It shows you that you don't need Adam. You don't need Adam. The Uman is not believed, even if there's no Adam that was given to him. But if he was seen in his possession that he had it, then the owner can claim it's mine. In other words, an uman is in that position because since he normally does that, he normally treats people's garments. So he has even if there's no Adam, he's still not believed. And this goes like Abaya and not like his master Rabbah. Not like Rabbah, but it goes like Abaya. So that's what he says. Answer. So here we see, even if you give it with Adam won't help over here. Why? Because you can say, I gave it back to you. Because a mafked, just like a malva, if you lend somebody money orally and there's Adam who saw it, You could say I returned it. You could say, I borrowed money one day and returned the next day. I gave you this item today and I returned it tomorrow. So there's no Adam, B'shas Masira. And therefore the Masira doesn't make any difference if it's Adam or not. Tifta the Rabbah, Rashbam says right before the lines get wide for the first time. Tifta the Rabbah, the Omer La'ola Mehemen, Omen Ad Ika Tarti. You don't have to return the Adam. The Harabe Rabbah. Rabbah retracted that opinion of Gabi Abaya, but he still held that in our Mishnah you need Adam and Raw. Abaya says all you need is Raw. If there's no Raw, if I come into a store and I say, where are my pants? And you don't have them there, you can say, and therefore you do believe there. All right, tomorrow's Gemara picks up from this point, from the two dots will be on the podcast. And on Sunday, Mirz Hashem, we'll pick it up from the fourth line on Daf Mem Zayin Amar Aleph, the fourth line. Have a good day and a good Shabbos, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Yeah.
Good Shabbos, everybody. Good Shabbos to the Shkoyach.
Pardon what? Yeah. Oh, the Eved was yeah. He could have bought the Eved. The Eved was he was working for him. He was working for the guy. Yeah.
In this case, we
yeah, in that sense, good because he could have lent it to him. Yeah. Could have bought, like that. It's not mitapla in terms of a kinyan, right? In terms of a kinyan. Yeah. No, so if it's a kinyan, in a case like that, you're asking about a chazaka. With first, the Mishnah said for avodim you need a 3-year chazaka. Right. So maybe in terms of the Eved, the question is, did we believe him for the Eved also? Let's see. Avda biyad umen, v'taleisa biyad kobe. Lo meklum. So he hasn't. So maybe he could claim. Maybe in case of the Eved and Echanami, that claim a 3-year chazaka. Right. That could be, maybe in the case of every chazaka, but in the case of the talus, you don't need the 3-year chazaka. Either way, the question is, he claims that it's his. Maybe he claims it's his with a 3-year chazaka. In the case of the talus, it's metalpon, so you could just say it's mine. That's it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because the first mission of the parak said that Eved needs a chazaka of 3 years because it's like karka. Correct. That's correct.